Today at noon, we have entered another phase of the budget battle in Lansing.
The budget has been signed, but Governor Gretchen Whitmer moved around hundreds of millions of dollars to make it happen. Today, she's defending her decisions.
News 8 political reporter Rick Albin is in Lansing with the latest developments now. Rick?
Well, after vetoing about $1 billion out of those budgets the Republican-led legislature sent to her, she called them a mess. She went through the administrative board and started rearranging the priorities that still existed. Another $700 or so million there. And during that administrative board meeting, she was joined by the lieutenant governor, the secretary of state, the attorney general, and some appointees. They are all members of that board. They were unanimous in moving those priorities around. Some of those priorities were from local expenditures like the Van Andel Institute. We asked if that was to try to put pressure on Republican lawmakers around the state to come back to the table. Governor said she was just trying to protect the safety of the citizens of the state of Michigan. There was also a number of things that we wanted to talk to the governor about, including she said she didn't walk away from negotiations. She said she walked away from what were demands that just could not be met. She said they were ultimatums. She also said she was anxious to get back to the table with Republicans, which brought up this question. Governor, why would you anticipate that after those line item vetoes and these transfers that the legislative leaders would be any more willing to negotiate in what you say is a serious manner than they were before?
Well, Rick, because I know that there are things that they care about in this budget that are no longer reality. And I think it's incumbent on everyone to get back to the table. Unless they want to run for re-election next year on a dirt roads agenda, I think that they need to get back to the table.
So the idea is there's about $1 billion that was once allocated that is no longer allocated, and the question is what will be done with that. The governor says she wants a supplemental spending bill. That means she and the legislature would go back to the drawing board, try to come up with some priorities that she wants and some priorities that they want, and then they would reauthorize the money. Presumably, if they had a deal, she would sign the bills. But will they? Well, earlier today, Senate Majority Leader Mike Shirkey said he was in no hurry to get back to the table. He wants no part of, quote here, her tug of war, and that the legislature would continue to try to find bipartisan cooperation. But as for now, he says there's no rush to talk to what he refers to as my governor. We'll have much more on this throughout the day. We're live in Lansing. Rick Albin, News 8.